Time is of the essence. Let's go at it solo for once, because what the hell? This is the Live Fire Media Show, episode 52, the show where we talk about guns, games, gear, movies, a whole bunch of other shit. Hunter's probably on his way, so let's just jump right into it. See what all is going on. One of the things I've had on a queue to talk about for a little bit here was Midwest Industries MP5 mount. MP5 night vision optic mount. It's kind of a weird shape to it. Almost makes me think of the GBRS mount that has the Star Trek look to it, because you get the super high optic mount, but at the same time you get the platform. Let's throw it out there for viewers that want to watch this shit show. You get a raised platform for your laser that's below your optic. Kind of a cool setup. And if you know anything about the MP5 rail space, it's not the most rail space there. I mean, you can do tri-railed handguards. Midwest actually makes a cool top rail. It's M-lock section. Even UTG's got a cool chassis thing, but this mount itself is your typical claw mount, but you can do it 1913 acro or T1, T2 footprint, and then Picatinny rail below it or top the receiver via your laser. That's kind of cool. So you can rig up your pressure pad out over the handguard, or even on your handguard, depending on whatever you're running. Kind of a cool setup that just keeps this gun still relevant today in PCCs and subguns. I think what's even cooler looking at it is it looks like it is an open channel all the way through, so you can actually still co-witness with your iron sights, which that's kind of not co-witness, but you can still use your iron sights. That in itself is kind of dope too. I can dig it. MP5 is a goat. Others have tried to dethrone it, and it just doesn't work. And this is just another good optic accessory option. So, yeah, Midwest, man, they're always knocking out, making some pretty cool stuff. Let's see. What are some of the things I was going to jump into? I feel like don't want to get redundant with Hunter. Not here into it. So let's go something even nerdier, because what the hell, why not? I'm a Star Trek fan. I'm a Star Wars fan, sci-fi fan of all this shit in general. And this link isn't working where I want it. And something I've come across on Reddit is this Star Trek web comic. Yeah, the USS Constitution. So it's a Galaxy class ship, like the Enterprise D from the TNG series. I don't know. We're into, what is it? There's episode 11. Yeah. 11 episodes, a couple panels of things to flip through. I don't know. It's quirky, it's corny, but at the same time, it does have a TNG vibe while doing its own thing. And it's something you can quickly read through and blow through. It's fun, it's neat. So yeah, USS Constitution C on Reddit. Yeah, I don't know how often this guy posts it. See, episode 11 was 2 days ago. Wait, that's not 11. Yeah, it's 11. Episode 11. That's those other parts. Maybe it's all episode different parts. 7. I don't know. It's cool. They post a lot of different bits to it every few days. Just something else to check out that's not the new Trek bullshit that I won't give any time to watch. Anytime I get tempted where somebody else says, oh yeah, it's kind of cool, then I see more clips of it or hear more bits about it. It's like, this is absolute garbage. I want nothing to do with this crap. Even if I don't know. No. At the same time, you always got to be careful. I feel like letting too much of someone else, a reviewer's opinion, infect you with thinking it's going to be crap. Because I tell you what, there's been plenty of reviewers that I've listened to on movies and games, and they would basically rag on something and say it was absolute dog shit. So I steered clear of it. And yet at the same time, then finally break on to watch something, it was like, that wasn't half bad. So I don't know. Take every review with a grain of salt to a certain degree. Like even right now, you have the new James Bond game, 007 First Light, made by the company that does the Hitman games from IO Interactive. It looks pretty cool. The more I'm hearing about it, it's a little on the rails of a game. I think from the mechanics, from even the walking, driving, all of it. And that's kind of a bummer. But at the same time, is it because you're really pressing hard in the mechanics of the game and how it works? Like you're checking to see if it's this super free, huge open world. I mean, it's a narrative game. So therefore, I think that gives it a certain level of linearity, which is fine. Who cares? If you enjoy it, it doesn't have to be a super expansive world that you're going to spend hours and hours wandering around like a Grand Theft Auto or a Red Dead or an Elder Scrolls or a Fallout. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm still going to play it. Talking with Nick from We Like Shooting, he's enjoying it. So it's pretty dope. Oh, and there he is. There he is, the Hunter Elliott of Range Hop.
Hey, man, I'm sorry. I never got your text.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Like, I got your text with hey, links up, but my phone never dinged. I'm like, where the hell is Dave at? And so I just looked down at my phone. I'm like, oh shit, he texted me like 20 minutes ago.
That's funny. Sorry, I said screw it. I went ahead and fired it up solo and just talking about some random shit. So no big deal.
Apologies, bro.
No, it's all good, man. I was on a little rant about you should chime in well with this. Take every review or reviewer with a grain of salt. Right?
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Why no image?
I don't know. I just didn't feel like it.
No, it's weird. I feel like I'm talking to.
Is this better?
Yes.
Wait, here we go. How's
you're
that?
You're so cool.
No, so yeah, right. Reviewers of anything, movies, music, guns, gear, take all of them with a grain of salt. Right?
Agreed.
Because I was just saying how I've listened to some pop culture reviews talking about different movies and stuff, and they were whether they were slamming it for being super woke, and then I feel like it built up such a negative connotation in my mind that when I finally was like, all right, I'm going to watch this thing, and I watched it, I'm like, okay, it's not good, it's not bad, and the woke shit was like that they bitched about, they blew out of proportion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, one perfect example just popped in my mind is the most recent The Flash movie where Michael Keaton came back and played an old Batman.
Okay.
All I heard was the movie is absolute trash on every step of the level. It was just trash. And watching it, it's not very good. But at the end of the day, like maybe it was the nostalgia bait was enough for me. When Michael Keaton popped in, it was fucking cool.
Right.
It was cool shit to see Michael Keaton, down the cowl, and he's like, yeah, I'm Batman. It was fucking cool. Well, would I watch the movie again? Probably not, because it wasn't that good. But also wasn't like the worst steaming pile of dog shit ever.
Well,
again, listening to reviewers, take it with a grain of salt.
I was watching this last night, and it was a YouTube reviewer, and he was talking about movie reviews.
Okay.
And he listed off several movies that bombed not only with reviewers, but the studio.
Right.
And I'm going to rattle off the ones that I remember. Caddyshack. The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Wow, that one was a bomb, huh? I didn't realize that.
And Cheech and Chong Still Smoking. Well, now this is critics and the studio bombing.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Most of John Carpenter stuff bombed.
Right.
I mean, the Thing is listed as one of the greatest horror movies ever, and it bombed because it came out against E.T.
Right. So, and here's the thing, I've been in some form or another, be it print or whatever. I've been writing about guns for about 27 years.
Long fucking time.
I just looked at the date and I'm like, oh God. So
yes, you're old.
Yeah. And, here's the thing. I've been wrong.
Sure.
I've made statements that I'm like, this is what I think,
right.
But I'm imperfect. So I've gotten things not on purpose now, but
right.
I've gotten shit wrong. It just happens. So
no, that's life. That's being logical about life. I mean,
it is. And like I was actually talking to Solace, my AI buddy, about like I'm watching some of these gun reviews, and these reviewers are stupid. I mean, just stupid. And
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
I fired up chat, and I'm like, I just watched this review by this guy, and it's literally he's on the range in selfie mode with this iPhone, and I'm like, and he got a lot of shit wrong. And I was like, why do you think, Solace, that some of these, now I'm not saying range hot is great, but I try to be as professional as I can, and I'm like,
as unbiased as possible.
And I really do. And I'm like, this guy is phoning it in.
Right.
And so, I don't remember everything Solace said, but, one of the things he mentioned is human beings, whether intentional or not, are always going to be colored by prejudices, their own agenda, what they believe.
Right.
And so when somebody's reviewing a gun that they don't like, is it because they generally don't like it, or maybe they didn't like the manufacturer, or maybe they have their own
like you and Kimber.
But in all fairness, most people don't like Kimber. So
really, I don't know about that one, but okay.
If you go to like forums and Facebook groups and you bring them up, they
fuck. So you just talk about that, dude. That's the cesspool of the internet, and it's a cesspool.
I know, but in
every way, shape, and form. But I'm just busting your balls a little bit.
No, well, speaking of, so that's a good segue, unless you've got something.
You're fine.
All right, so
I'll circle back if I want to.
Okay, so I think gun owners are their own worst enemy.
Duh.
And
okay, let me back up. Not gun owners. I think. I mean, I guess it's come on the same. The gun community is the own worst enemy.
And I'm going to give you. So I'm going to give you two examples. So I got a friend of mine. His name is John Travis. He goes by the handle 1911 Tuner. You've heard me speak of him.
Yep.
He was a machine and tool and die maker, and he was an armorer on the 1911. And then he has just, over the years and through schooling and whatever, he's become an amazing, gunsmith. Now, he only works on, he's retired, but when it comes to 1911s, Dave, you could give this man a piece of steel and a file and enough time, and he could build you a working 1911. He can recite Kuhnhausen. He knows specs on this. He's an amazing guy. And so what he would do is he would go on these forums, and if somebody's having a problem with their 1911, he would jump in there. And I'm going to tell you what, 9.5 times out of 10, you could tell him what was wrong, and you could tell what the gun's doing. He could say, here's what's wrong, here's how you can fix it. And I'm going to say 9.5 times out of 10, he was right. And I mean, I'm not exaggerating. And so, and if they're like, look, if you're local and you can't figure it out, bring me the gun and I'll fix it for you and I won't charge you.
Nice.
So, but he doesn't post on the internet anymore.
Because it's a fucking cesspool.
Because people call him stupid, not know what he's talking about. I remember one guy, he was talking he was talking about something, and the guy was like, have you ever even seen a 1911 in person? And I thought to myself, I'm like,
dude, the internet never fails to amaze.
And so he got so fed up with the signal to noise ratio that he bowed out. And so,
yeah, I get it.
And I'm this close. So there was a discussion, and I'm going to do a video on this. I jumped on, and I'm a member of a number of casting and reloading groups. Some are good, some maybe not so much. Anywho, so this guy asked a question. He's like, I just got my concealed carry permit not too long ago. I carry. My instructor at the concealed carry class said, do not carry your own reloads. Carry factory ammunition. And that's what I've always heard.
Same.
So
lawyers too.
I got a buddy of mine's attorney. I got a couple cop buddies, and they're always like, Hunter, it probably would never matter, but you need to just, and they would go so far as say, whenever you get a box of defensive ammunition, keep the receipt, keep the box, keep everything.
Jesus Christ.
I know that's probably overboard, but at least keep the box.
Right.
So anyway, bro, now I just said, I answered the question, and it was not a lot of I'm like, if it were me, and as concerned as I am with it, I only carry factory ammunition because of a number of reasons. And one of the reasons I pointed out, you can get that ambitious DA just trying to prosecute you and paint you
they're anti-gun as fuck because you're an anti-gun city and an anti-gun county and an anti-gun state. Yeah.
And he's sitting in his basement, reloading press, making ammunition, dreaming about shooting people.
Yeah.
And I let it, and I'm like, but this is how I feel. And then 4 or 5 hours later, I check back in. I was called a FUD.
Oh yeah.
I was called an idiot. I was called a stupid fucker. And it was like, you are a complete idiot, and you're a moron, and you're a stupid fucker. And and I'm like, what the fuck, guys?
I know.
I answered a question with my opinion.
It's the fucked up world we live in now, man.
And so I talked to Solace about it. And I'm like, hey, and I'm like, Solace, what would you advise someone asking you about carrying factory ammunition versus reloads? And I'll tell you who Solace cited instantly. Mossad Ayub. And Solace go to carry factory ammo. So then Solace jumps on somewhere or another, and he finds this long quote from Mossad Ayub. And to paraphrase and sum up, if you're carrying factory ammunition, and God forbid you have to shoot somebody, and you say they were 12 feet away, they were coming at me, yada, 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 a ballistics expert can see what ammunition you were used, go get that same ammunition, and verify to a pretty good extent what you're saying. But this is Mossad, he said, but if you carry a hand load and you shoot somebody and you say, well, he was 10 feet away, the ballistician doesn't have a baseline.
Oh, a baseline to read it. Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty insightful. You don't have a replicating baseline to verify what you said. And so, I'll wrap this point up immediately. The guy was like, not only are you a stupid fucking FUD, but Mossad Ayub is also a stupid fucking FUD and has never contributed anything to the gun community except lies and bullshit.
And that's where you got to know when to cut off.
And
I'm like, then engage with that person and go, yeah, well, what makes you such a fucking expert? Because then it's you're fighting stupid and you're lowering yourself to their level.
My reply to that, and I did reply to that, and I checked out. I said, you know what? Right. Between Mossad Ayub, tell me something, and some rando troll on Facebook going, nuh-uh, who do you think I'm going to go with? I said, now bugger off. And I blocked them.
Right.
But here's the thing. Even if you did, Dave, you and I disagree on a lot of things.
Absolutely.
But we can disagree and discuss it and be cordial about it.
Most of the time.
But some of these people are fucking venomous.
But again, it's the internet mentality, man. I'm a keyboard commando. I'm behind this protection of this bullshit here, and I'm gonna tote whatever the fuck I want because there's no consequence for it. I ran into this shit doing the Kalashnikov matches when Pioneer Arms was supplying me with AKs and they were sending me to matches and shit. And I would sit around with this group because you go on Reddit and it was like, oh my God, Pioneer's the biggest piece of shit ever. They kept referencing IO's AKs, which I'm like, I know of IO's being trash personally, enough personal experience. But the Pioneers that were made in Poland, they're imported in Miami by a buddy of mine. You know, I don't know who was importing them before, if there was somebody else. I don't know. All I know is the AKs that he was doing, they ran great. I got 3 of them. They ran great. And you go on Reddit or forum groups, whatever, and you say that, and they're like, oh, it's fucking trash. You're fucking stupid. You're a fucking idiot. You paid too much for it. And I'm like, haha, jokes on you, dumbass. I didn't pay shit for them. They gave them to me. But you go to a match of a bunch of AK guys, and like, mind you, I am not an AK guy. I've just find myself at a lot of AK matches some damn how. And they're like, oh, you know, Kawaka, what are you running? I'm like, you guys don't know what I'm running. I'm like, what are you running? A Sentry? I'm like, I got nothing against those either. I'm like, Pioneer. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you're not having issues. And I went, no shit. Like, it's running well. You're watching me shoot. And I took 3rd place a couple of matches too. So it's like, you know, don't believe everything you fucking read online. Just because one person had one bad experience one fucking time doesn't mean that's the marker for the entire fucking brand.
So you brought up Century Arms. And I did a review. I did 2 reviews for Century Arms.
I know you did. And they get shit on all the time too for their AKs.
And I did the last one, which is a RAS 47.
Yep.
And I wound up doing some photography for Century Arms' SHOT Show booth of the RAS 47, and they're like, something, just keep the damn rifle in exchange for payment. I was like, that's fine,
right?
But that was 6-7 years ago. And I've shot the piss out of it.
Dude, in that same time frame, I know James Yeager, Tactical Response, he kept Sentries as loaner guns on hand. And I think Paul Margles the gun, he's kept Sentry AKs on hand for loaners too. And never heard them bitch about them. Like, I'm not saying it's the greatest AK in the world.
No.
Fuck me. At the same time, also, everybody acts like every fucking AR, if it's not this Delta Spec Ops Elite Specialty blah, blah fuckery, then it's a piece of shit AR. It's the AKs fall in the same category of shit. It's like, fuck, people, calm down.
Well, so I went to John Travis, and I'm like, man, I said, I'm catching a lot of heat for writing and it wasn't like this is a game changer, but I wrote, look, out of my 500 or 600 rounds, the rifle ran fine. No problem. So ifs, ands, or buts. My mama loved it. So, my experience was positive. How can I write about anything else? And so I called John Tuner and I'm explaining to him, and he goes, yeah, I'm a little familiar with him. He said, Hunter, this is how I'm going to explain it to you. When they engineer a machine, and a gun's a machine. Yeah. When they engineer a machine, you've got an engineer there that understands tolerances and hardness, specifications, all this shit. Right. So they're going to like, the trunnion, the cast trunnion is what?
Oh God, that whole debacle of cast trunnion bullshit. Jesus.
So there's a spec in some manual about the characteristics this trunnion must meet to be effective.
Right.
And basically, Johnny said, if it meets those specs, it's going to work. If somebody can figure out how to carve one out of wood, and it meets the specifications of what is required to be a functional part, then it's going to fucking work. It's a machine. It doesn't go.
But unfortunately, though, it's like the mil spec with ARs. To some people, mil spec is great. Others, now it's shit. Like it's.
But it's at least something. It's at least somewhere to start.
Oh, I know. It's because you and I are rational human beings. Right. The internet is not. The keyboard power of being a keyboard commando, rationality is gone, man. Throw it out the fucking window.
Right. And that's the thing is it's a shame that a lot of the gun community, and whoever's in the gun community that's listening to this, to all 4 of you fuckers.
Oh, we have like 6 or 8.
Oh, well, jeez.
Might be more than that, actually.
Well, the more the better. The more the gooder. So we're our own worst enemy. Absolutely. Just because somebody's got a different opinion on, if it ain't a forged trunnion, fuck it. That machine has no idea what steel that is.
Yeah.
So if you can create and mimic the specifications out of a cast part, it'd be just fine. So,
agreed.
Don't be so fucking venomous when you see somebody having a different opinion than you. I mean, say, look, I don't agree with that. And here's why. Now, you stupid motherfucker.
Well, that's also one thing. The point I was making with being a Kalashnikon was I tell all these guys I'm running a Pioneer, and guess what? They were all calm. They were all cordial.
Right.
We had discussions. They'd shared bits of information or experience they had with Pioneer in one way or another. I shared with what I knew. And guess what? We all laughed. We're like, oh, fucking, this is cool. And I would mention being on like Reddit, AK group, and they all go, oh, God, dude, don't ever go there. That's the worst fucking place in the world. So it's like, again, you take that keyboard away, they come back to being rational human fucking beings. But when you have this illusion of protection,
there was a post on one of those reloading forums, and the guy was like, what is the most overrated handgun of all time? You know what most people answered? 1911. They're like,
I would say 1911 or Glock,
and they're saying, the 1911 was good 100 years ago, but as handguns go now, it's worthless.
Like then why do so many companies still make millions of them?
Tax breaks?
Bullshit.
I mean, and they're like, and one guy was like, why would someone in their right mind carry a handgun that only holds 7 rounds?
And at the same time, they'll carry a fucking Ruger little pocket pistol to hold 6.
I got 6 in 32 auto with my 45.
It's so dumb. So fucking dumb.
And I'm like, and that goes back to my whole thing I've been ranting and raving about. I think some people overcomplicate concealed carry.
Well, that's a whole thing. Overcomplicating all of it, man. That's where it comes back to the good use of the word. You're a retard.
Yes. I mean, some of this shit, these people, you got to have a trauma kit. You got to have a flashlight. You got to have a backup flashlight. You got to have a knife. You got to have a fighting knife, utility knife, a backup knife.
Yeah.
And like, I'm thinking when you leave your house, are you gone for like days and days and days at a time? Or you're like, I'm going to work, dear. I'm going to go live 8 days in the woods with what I got in my pocket. All right. I got you. But I'm going to Food Line, or to all those folks ain't from here.
I know Food Line is fine. It's just Food Line. I know it.
Okay. And I throw a revolver in my pocket and a speed strip. And, I felt like that's fucking plenty sufficient. I'm not going to the Food Line in Beirut. I'm going to the one in Cary.
But that's just it. That comes back to the keyboard commando evolution of that into the whole sense of, you're planning for the shit hits the fan scenario to happen right now. So I better get geared up. Well, then throw a fucking plate carrier on. Go to the grocery store real quick.
I mean, I'm
gonna look at you and probably point and laugh. Go, what a fucking douchebag! You're at Kroger with your plate carrier. You think shit's gonna go down that badly?
Here,
man.
Now, with that said, I've got it's not technically a go bag, but I've got what I consider a go bag in my car.
Sure.
And I got a few spare mags. And a couple gallons of water, an MRE. But a lot of that is, what if my car breaks down and I ain't got no cell phone service?
No, it's like generalized preparedness, honestly.
Sure. But within there is probably a couple spare, AR mags. I know there's a couple boxes of 4570. And, I know there's probably a box of 45 auto.
Right.
So, and there's a flashlight and there's a little small.
No, I get it. In my FJ, I've got a bandolier that I hang on the back seat of the rear seat of the FJ, and it's got 5 mags, pistol mags, and 5 rifle mags that are loaded up. It just lives there.
I don't,
paranoid or worried about things can happen because more likely it's not going to happen. But if I need it, it's there.
Well, and that's exactly right, man. I just, if you tell me you carry all that shit in a bag in your car, I'm like, hey, that's cool. I get it. If you're like, I've got this shit on my fucking Batman belt and I go out and and I'm like, dude, I mean, come on. You got
in the same breath, I'll talk about and say, I took a new guy shooting with us the other week, and He's a current National Guard, and he was like, "So man, what do I bring out to the range? Like, I full battle belt, like what do you want?" I was like, "Dude, whatever you want." I was like, "We don't care." I was like, "We're typically rocking battle belt setups. Sometimes we'll run our carry rigs, like concealed carry rigs. Sometimes we'll run competition rigs. If it's colder out, we'll run chest rigs and placards and shit." I was like, "Do whatever you want. We don't care. We want you to come out and move and shoot us and have fun." He was like, "Oh, this is awesome. This is great." And that's the thing. I can remember before having a dynamic range access, when I would literally go to a state range. It was just 25-yard bay, 50-yard bay, 100-yard bay, and you're always in that line. You're always waiting for the general ceasefire so we can all go down, put up our targets. You get the old FUD guys that walk up and down and act like they have some fucking authority when they don't, because they're just volunteer dipshits to make sure you're safe. And we'd come out with, even at the time, kind of like our battle belts with the drop leg holster, because we thought we were fucking cool looking. Maybe it's living out a G.I. Joe fantasy, and you know what? Fuck it, who cares?
Right.
But then we'd see a guy that come out and then the cheap Chinese zip up tactical vest that has the pistol on the cross draw, the mags all around it. And we're like, why the fuck is he wearing that here? And then we'd step back and go, fuck, look what we're wearing.
Right.
If it's any different, you've got it. Fuck it. Wear it. Who cares?
But
if somebody make fun of you, fucking let them make fun of you. You bought this shit, wear it.
Well, I get you.
Use it,
I don't take away from anybody preparing and over preparing for situations. It's just my whole idea about that is, instead of spending, having to get up 15 minutes early to put everything in your fucking pockets for your EDC, buy you a little go bag and put all that shit in your go bag and leave it in your car. Yeah. So you always got it.
Yeah.
And, I tell people, they're like, well, what do you carry, Hunter? And I carry a small pistol or small revolver. I will carry one reload, a good sharp pocket knife, and my cell phone that is charged, and a wallet with at least a few $100s in cash. And
nothing extreme.
And that's about it. And my keys.
Right. Yeah.
So
I don't carry. I typically don't carry a flashlight. Honestly, there's enough good ones that are like pen-sized things. I should have one like in my truck at least, but I typically don't carry a flashlight. I carry my pistol with a magazine
at night.
The one caveat to that is, a lot of times the pistol I'm carrying has a light on it too.
Okay, well there you go. A lot of times, if we're going somewhere and it's dark and we're going to be gone for a little while or whatever, I may stick a small flashlight in my pocket.
Right.
But I may.
If I'm leaving the house for a few days.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely have a bag, but just in general, I don't carry a light.
No, I don't.
It's on the gun, knife. Like you said.
So I think, and Ken Hackathorn made a video with Bill Wilson a while back about that very thing. He's like, you're leaving your house at 9 a.m. and you're getting home at 3. Why the fuck are you carrying a gun with a light on it?
See, and that's where you get some of those guys do get fuddy. Why are you carrying a gun with a light on? Why the fuck not? Carry. Who gives a shit?
And my thought is, if I'm going to carry during the day, I try to make my concealed carry rig comfort over anything. It's aggravating. It's aggravating as fuck anyway to have to tote a gun every day. But, I want to make it as least intrusive on me as possible. And so if I can carry a little revolver versus, a full size or a mid-size autoloader with a light on it, it's less comfortable. Now, a lot of times, like I said, if we're leaving, it's, we're going to supper or whatever. A lot of times one of my favorites is my Dan Wesson Specialist, and I'll put a light on it.
But right there, you already nailed it though. It's about comfort. So if you can comfortably carry your gun with a light on it, fucking do it. Who cares? If somebody says that's dumb or why are you doing that? If somebody asks, why are you carrying a gun with a light on during the daytime? They're already again falling into that dipshit level though, because it's like, well, it's not comfortable for you. It works for me because look, there's a light on it. Oh my gosh. Oh look, I'm comfortable.
Right.
People like, that's the takeaway, man. Make this shit comfortable to you. Who cares what anybody else says about it? Who cares what people think about it?
I think you should carry exactly what you want to carry.
Yeah.
But also,
you carry your trauma kit in your leg, go for it. It's not for me.
No. Carry what you want to carry, but don't criticize the gun owner like me that's a minimalist.
Right.
I got my little Colt Night Cobra and a speed strip. or a little, Defender and one spare mag. And I'm thrilled to death. I'm like, this is all I think I'll need.
Thrilled to death, of course you are.
Can get you out of whatever you need. So if you're going to carry 73 pounds of shit on your Batman belt, because that's what you want to carry, fucking help yourself. I don't care. Just when you see me toting a revolver and one reload and a pocket knife, don't look at me like I'm a fucking moron, because when the end of the world happens, we're gonna get more than 6 minutes.
But the same thing also works vice versa too. Just because like you said, you see that guy that is rocking all that shit out, fucking cool. More
as long as it's safe. Yeah, as long as now I don't want to see people doing.
Yeah, I don't want to see like the flip flop holster fucking.
You walk in there and the butt is flopping around and it's already
good gun gear, people. Buy good gun gear.
And that's a good tip, man, because a lot of people, they buy the gun and that's the sexy.
Oh yeah.
But then they're like, now I got to get a holster. Oh, here's this leather holster. Oh, it's nice, but it's fucking $120. Right. Here's an Uncle Mike's for $7.
No, that's what I'm gonna hit on. So I first bought my first pistol. It was 1911. I bought a Galco small back holster, and I'm pretty sure it was like $100 even then. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is badass. But I was like, man, I still wouldn't mind having one on my hip though, like just like a Kydex one. And I bought a Phobos one. And then I bought Phobos holsters like that for every gun that I bought at that point in time. And they were $30. And I always knew Uncle Mike's one being around too and saw them. I'll be honest, they never looked like there's anything wrong with them. I've never used one. I've never touched one. But as I've evolved, it was like, damn, $30 for this little wraparound thing is pretty shitty for this expensive investment I have.
Right.
I want to buy some better fucking holsters.
I get you. Buy good, and don't neglect your belt. Don't neglect your holster.
Right.
I completely agree with you. That's that.
But I get it when you're first. I mean, literally, like when Dooley says, don't expect every gun owner, don't rag on the guy that rolls up with the high point because maybe all he has is this ragged out Ford Ranger. You got to start somewhere.
Right.
I get that, and maybe to a degree, that's where Uncle Mike still has a place.
I think Uncle Mike's like they're outside the waistband, kind of $15.
Still around?
No, I'm sure. If you're going out in the woods, you're going to hike a trail. That fine. Get a good sturdy holster, but it don't have to be the epitome of leather holsters.
Right.
And so
I guess here let me throw up a thing here.
Are you sick? Oh
no, throw up image wise. Like this crap. These just super generic. This is the crap I'm talking about. Like, don't ever buy this super generic crap.
The one in the middle,
nylon. No, like this on the
end. No. The one in the middle. I fucking had one of them, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's like inside the waistband.
Yeah, small of the back.
But it's super chintzy, cheap nylon ones.
Yeah,
and I think like my first thought to Uncle Mike's goes to their hard injection molded ones. Uncle Mike's on Amazon. Fuck it, let's go. Yes, that's not even them. That's We the People. But yes, there's this super cheap generic nylon crap with a little magazine pocket in the front. No, that is garbage. That's absolutely
$18.
Yeah, don't buy that. Please, for dear God, don't buy that. You can buy a cheap generic, literally cheap generic Safariland or Blackhawk that'll do you way better.
Well, if I can plug two holster manufacturers,
go for it.
My favorite two is Simply Rugged out of Arizona.
Okay.
And the next holster, and he's in North Carolina, but I don't remember where. So those are my two favorite. Simply Rugged and Next Holster. And they both build really nice, bull hide leather holsters, belts.
Okay, and what are we talking about? Simply Rugged. What's their cost generically? $100?
A little more than that, probably. Yeah.
Okay, so 100 plus.
And then here's the deal: like you can go on their website of Simply Rugged, and you can pick. I want it out of leather.
Well, yeah. They're custom outfit, but I just want to go generically though. You're talking 100 plus.
Yeah.
And what about Next? What's he looking at?
70 plus.
70 plus. Okay.
Yeah.
I rock some similar shit. I run Concealed carry ones in particular are tier ones. Even my outside the waistbands are tier ones, and those are like 100 plus. I think a more budget one that has a ton of options is KT Mech. Their website is a little rough, but they have a lot of options, a lot of good bits, and they're like 70 plus. T-Rexes are always fine. T-Rex, tier 1, KT Mech. Obviously, Safariland. I've been rocking some really big, like this big Safariland duty holsters, and I tell you what, something about that thing, I love it, but it's expensive as shit. It was a $200 plus holster.
Yeah,
you know.
Is it
Uncle Mike's? I've never tried though. Are these things? These, I'm guessing they're injection molded, hard plastic. $30. This is probably okay.
Yeah.
Like, could you do better? Sure.
Oh yeah.
But if you're 21 years old and you just bought a Glock 17, MP, whatever, and this is the only thing you can spare for a holster, fuck it. This is probably okay. You know,
better than stuffing in your britches.
Yeah, better than a super cheap generic nylon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, even like over the Uncle Mike's nylon, that would be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the Uncle Mike's hard plastic shit would definitely be way better. Now, the difference is this probably isn't going to hold up as long if you actually use it. But you know what? At that point, you'll learn and you'll dump to something better, like we just talked about here.
Is it risky if I show a gun?
The worst that's going to happen is they'll pull the stream and I'll upload it as audio only. So who gives a shit? Fuck you too, man.
I'll just show the holster. So this is an example of a next holster.
Here, hold on. Let me do this. Let's make you. Oh, wow. Jesus. There we go. Brown leather. It was like black almost on the edges to it.
Yep. And then he uses these metal spring clips.
Yep.
And that holds
pretty easy on off, but holds on really good.
Easy on and off, holds good. But my favorite thing is, you got loops. A lot of times the holster will bow out.
Right.
Where these, it certainly contours a lot better to your body. You don't have it bowing out. And so this one, for concealed carry, this is about as tight as you can get to your body.
Right.
Now he does them in all kinds of different colors, but this is a relatively newer style that they're doing. And it's kind of he burnishes it a little bit on the edges and then, or does some kind of leather treatment to it, and it kind of darkens it. And then I think that he uses some kind of overlay to enhance it or some shit. I don't know.
Nice.
He was telling me how he gets it black around the edges, and I was like, I don't understand. I was like, oh, okay, thanks, Phil. I got you.
Well, here's a question with going with buying good gear.
Okay.
I had this written down as just a topic for you, and I hit on just whenever because it doesn't fucking matter when. How much stuff is too much stuff on your rifle? Like, I mean that because I know when I've been on other people's shows and we've talked about guns where we could show them, I would grab something like my go-to rifle, my primary rifle, and they'd be like, "Damn, dude, you got enough shit on it." And I'm like, "Well, what are you talking about?" I'm like, I have the normal things that would run, which would be sights, flashlight, sling, and if it's a nod setup, then it obviously has a laser on it. But the only beyond that maybe is I have a extra front grip to some degree, So what is your baseline go to?
Man, my answer on this is different now than it would have been 10 years ago.
Sure, cool.
And 10 years ago, I'd have said, "Set of iron sights and fuck you." But after a number
irons and fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, that would be me. And but I've taken a number of classes at Gunsight. I've taken some classes at Range Ready, and I've taken some classes at Trace.
Oh God, fuck all your accolades. What would you do rifle with now?
Hold on, fucker. I'm trying to, I'm trying to
10 years ago to now, man. I know there's a huge difference.
I'm trying to formulate my coherent thought.
Oh,
I was
okay.
buying some fucking time.
Struggle busting, got it.
So I would say, if I could have 4 minutes of silence so I could use my brain and not get chastised.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Iron sights, and honestly, man, a red dot,
right?
That you could co-witness,
right?
A flashlight, 100% agree with that.
Yep.
A foregrip.
Oh, you feel the foregrip is like
a vertical pistol grip?
Right. But that's like that's a mandatory for you.
Fuck yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I don't grip it like, it's
No. I'm not. We don't have to go into that. I'm just saying that is a go-to for you. You want a forward grip on. Okay.
And I'll be glad to tell you why. Because I don't grab it like this, but you can like run your fingers around it.
Right. That's a whole nother argument of form and personal grip to it all. So just basics of the rifle. So irons, red dot, forward grip,
a good sling.
Yep.
And then if you can stand it, a magnifier.
What about light?
I said flashlight, didn't
I? Oh, maybe I didn't write down.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And really, man, if I'm being completely honest, in a silencer.
Yeah, I would say I'll simplify it and say sights. I don't care whether it's irons or a red dot.
Or why not both?
Well, or if you're running like an LPVO. So I'll say generically sights.
Okay.
Yeah, sights, flashlight, good sling.
For sure.
The silencer, if you can do it, cool. Magnifier, if you're on dot, sure, why not? Let's add more weight to it. Depends on what you want with it. The forward grip, I've used a lot of different ones over the years. I tend to usually use them on pretty much everything.
Right.
And I have changed grips a little bit from one to another gun where and then it comes into the whole human factor of what fits you, make it work for you. It's like I've got a longer setup. I ditched a stubby vertical grip and went with more of the Magpul style angled forward grip. And with that particular setup, I'm like, yeah, this is way more comfortable. But I got my shorter ones. I'm using a stubby grip where I'm using more as a hand stop.
Well, I'd say for a good steady
fitting to you,
a good steady, sturdy vertical foregrip. I learned this in an AR class. You could job that thing up against like a door frame,
right,
or a barricade, and kind of steady your rifle with it.
Same time, doing old school like this is totally fine too.
Yeah, I mean,
I got my irons. I got an optic. It's got a light.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll throw a sling on it. I got sling attachment points on it.
But with that said, I've got ARs and all this got iron sights on it, and I enjoy shooting them.
Right.
But for the rifle that I would need, that I keep, ready to rock and roll, that's kind of what. And I'm running a 10. My favorite is either a 7.5 or 10.5.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
And
it's funny. I can honestly, my actual go to is my SIG MCX.
What is that length?
11.5.
Okay.
But to go to kind of follow along with you, 11.5, red dot, flashlight, forward grip, sling, silencer. I don't have irons on it. I just never put any on it. And I have like two builds I don't have irons on. And it kind of bugs me at times that I've not put irons on them just because I have personally had my dots die on the range and scrambling to find a battery, pulling a battery out of a flashlight, throw it in the EOTech. Hopefully it's enough to keep it going. In fact, I started buying batteries. I bought a big pack of 1, 2, 3s from Sam's Club the other day to replace all my optic batteries and flashlight batteries here like this weekend since my birthday.
Yeah.
Well, which we talked about last week of, making a date to change your batteries out.
Yeah. Battery management plan. That's important.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that. I think that used to sights and fuck you, but if you've got to have something, that's going to kind of be a do most,
right, then
I'm willing to accept another 3 pounds of stuff.
Yeah.
On my rifle. But and I learned the last class I took with an AR was at Gunsight, and they didn't mandate red dot, but they love that place. I'm a shield, and they don't even
never would guess that.
But well, I mean, yeah, but
go ahead, get going.
I realized, especially now, I got a little age on me. On a rifle, a red dot is significantly faster than irons.
Yeah, to which I'm going to say to you, no shit, Sherlock. But again, you're later to the party on this, realizing that red dots on rifles are fucking the tits. I mean,
right, they are. I concur. And so, and I tell you where my magnifier came in from. So I was running the Meprolite True Vision SR, which is a really, really nice red dot. And I was running that, and they make a set of and Meprolite makes a set of sights, flip up steel, and they have, probably a 25% smaller profile than Magpul. So I was using that, and I put my rear sight directly behind the red dot.
Right.
And then behind my rear sight, I put a 4-power magnifier.
Yep.
And so, and my buddy was like, "Hey, put this magnifier on your rifle and zero." And I was like, "Okay." And so we were at gun sight, and we were at the 100-yard range, but it was a 200-yard range.
Sure.
But they had stuff set up at 100 yards, like we're working at the 100-yard line.
Here, you're amazed at how much more you can see with that magnifier, aren't you?
And so, unbeknownst to us, they were like, "Okay, now we're engaging 200-yard targets," and they were like, a little smaller than the 100-yard target, and they're twice as far away. And when I rolled that magnifier on, I'm like, "Oh shit!" So
I rocked a magnifier for a while, and then many, many years ago, jumped on the LPVO train. Not with this one, the different one. And honestly, I'm to the point I'm pretty indifferent. It doesn't matter if you run a magnifier, with or without. If you want to run a dot with or without a magnifier, doesn't matter. I've made 600-yard shots with a red dot, so I don't care. Magnifier does make it easier. Magnifier does add more weight, but honestly, then once you do the magnifier, the weight is the same as running LPVO.
Right.
So it's like, use whatever you want. Like, I've got a set that has a dedicated LPVO on it just because I like that gun setup that way. But I have a magnifier I will absolutely throw on and off one of my builds. And yeah, it's cool. It's whatever floats your boat, honestly, in the end.
Then the Meprolite, their sights and the magnifier is just kind of like a lever, like a lever on a cam. So it takes literally 2 seconds, and you can take it off your rifle.
Most of them anymore too. Your mounting is quick and easy too, and to move out of your way. Like, I have one that's set up with a Unity. So there's the side. It basically folds down.
Yeah.
So when I need it, means I'm running a higher set my optic, but still it's cool that it's in line. So you just bring it up, bring it down, bring it up, bring it down.
Yep.
It's pretty dope. It's expensive, but it's a cool
buddy, Eric Suarez, he was the director of marketing for Meprolite, but then just became the VP of marketing for Blue Alpha Gear.
Mm-hmm.
And he always runs the Unity mount. And that's the first time I'd ever seen one or mastered one.
It's cool. I don't think it's the end all. Like some people, there's, again, the gun community, man, you get into diehards. They're like, "Oh, if you're not running Unity." No, I run the Unity, which you can't then co-witness irons with. You have to use their own little irons built into the thing, which is fine. But then it gets to that whole, like, doing absolute co-witness, lower 1/3. Like, it none of it matters. Whatever you want to use, whatever you're comfortable with,
right.
Whatever you're positioning to your cheek, whether you're a cheek down in or a more AK. It's funny is how much more it seems like an AK chin weld has become more common on an AR with some of these higher mounts. And typically that's because you're running nod stuff.
Right.
But in the end of the day, it's all about this. What's comfortable to you.
What works for you?
Who cares? Who fucking cares?
Right.
I don't care if you're stacking Picatinny Hero risers. It's not going to look the coolest, but it gets the same damn job done.
Right.
Or going back and throwing an optic on top of a carry handle. Guess what? Get you back to that night vision height,
Right.
It's cool. Whatever works. It's all cool.
I mean, that's the thing. When I was in the Marines, I had an M16A2.
Right.
And all that so much had was a rear iron on the carry handle and a front sight post. And with some training, you could get hits on the black on a B modified target at 500 yards with iron sights without much trouble. So I don't know, man. I'm rambling.
It's the never ending thing where you can just like discuss and argue it and battle it.
And I think we're on the same page.
So we're gonna jump ship to a couple things here.
All right.
We've talked about John Carpenter stuff a good bit.
Oh yeah,
being fans of everything he's done, pretty much. The Thing, Escape from New York being some of his greatest.
Agreed.
Well, it sounds like Escape from New York is actually getting remade.
The second one.
Escape from New York, the first one.
Yeah, it's being remade. Yeah.
No, it's being remade now.
Yeah.
It's like greenlit. It's going to happen.
Okay.
Because it's been in I don't want to say it's production hell, but it's been in a limbo state for, I don't know, man, decades. They keep trying to remake Escape from New York. So now we've got Zack Snyder. Do you know who that is?
No. They don't got Kurt Russell in it?
Hold on. Back up. We're not even that far yet, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you know Zack Snyder? Does that name anything to you?
No, I thought that was the actor.
He's a director.
Okay.
Some of his better work, in my opinion, would be the Dawn of the Dead remake in 2004. Familiar? Yes, no.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
Okay. The Watchmen movie.
No, haven't seen that.
Sucker Punch, not one of the better ones. He started DC's whole universe, so the Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman. He kicked those off. His latest bit has been absolute trash. Was Rebel Moon on Netflix, which was a bad remake of Battle Beyond the Stars, which is a knockoff of Star Wars. Point being, though, when the guy has a team working with him, like his early DCU stuff, Dawn of the Dead, fuck even Sucker Punch, he can make a cool flick. When he has total creative control, like his Army of the Dead and Rebel Moon, it's fucking god awful, and it's just slow-mo of the dumbest shit all the time. This is the dude they've selected to direct the Escape from New York remake. It's like,
is it gonna be? Could it be good or is it just bad?
Total coin toss, man. Like I said, if he is the director, so
right,
he still has a whole team, could be good.
Right,
could be an actual.
It's either gonna be great or shit.
That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Okay,
that's kind of where I'm at with it.
If they don't get Kurt Russell back in there, Snake Plissken.
Well, you dude, I said remake. You can kiss that shit goodbye.
Fuck.
And that's the thing. I was listening to other podcasters talking about, and they were like, "Fuck, get Wyatt Russell, get his son." I'm like, "Absolutely, get his son."
Yeah.
Granted, his son's older than he was then, but whatever. Get Wyatt Russell to play Snake Plissken. I don't give a fuck. But I also agree with the sense of too. Don't remake Escape from New York. You can't make it have the same tone, the same vibe, none of that shit. Just make a sequel and bring Kurt Russell back. Fuck it.
Because the second one, Escape from LA, was.
I love it. It's not as good, but I love it. It's fun. It's intentionally like campy and copying.
Oh, yeah, the basketball scene. I'm sorry, I just
that's great. The basketball scene was great. He made that shot too, the full court shot.
Yeah.
Just like Sigourney Weaver in Alien Resurrection. She threw the ball overhead behind her, and it went out of frame and came in, though. But she actually did it. She made it. It was legit.
No, I know, but he was playing basketball to save his life. You know, I mean, that was like, so.
Shot clock.
Yeah. So I'm going to say.
You get shot. Timer runs out, you get shot.
if
I love Escape from LA.
Well, Escape from New York, I would give it probably an 8.5. And then Escape from LA, I would say is probably about a 6.
No, that's fair. It's fine.
You know,
I don't pretend,
average, but
I don't pretend that LA is good, but I still love it. I absolutely love it.
I like the fact that in the end he fucks them all.
Right. And give me a sequel off of that.
And the terrorists, and they all lose.
Right. Give me a sequel off of that. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I agree. That would be cool, but it would have to be Kurt or Wyatt Earp. Making that happen? Wyatt Earp.
Russell, yeah.
I'm thinking about Tombstone. Wow.
So, my son and I went and watched Backrooms Friday night.
No, okay.
Yeah. And before that, I finally looked up that you kept telling about the Y-Files.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up his Backrooms video. And it was interesting. It was neat. Like, I know of the Backrooms from, I don't know, I guess all the earlier 2019 text Reddit shit. You know, I've never watched any of the shorts on YouTube because I just haven't. Nothing against it. But the movie, I was definitely looking forward to it. And watching the Y-Files first, his video, he was tying the Backrooms and two other more like newer urban legend things all together. It was interesting. The Y-Files was kind of cool. The only thing, honestly, the dude's voice fucking drives me nuts.
Really, AJ?
I don't know why. What I was expecting, I'm like, God, is this actually the guy hosting this shit? I'm like, oh, fuck, it is. I'm like, okay. Still, I like the video. I'll get over it. But at first, it kind of threw me off. I was expecting, not going to say I expected Morgan Freeman, but I don't know. That wasn't what I was expecting. But Backrooms, the movie itself, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Really?
Mace and I both liked it a lot. As soon as it was over, we were both talking about it. The short drive home, once we got home, trying to like figure some of it out, but knowing intentionally, you probably never figure any of it out, and that's okay. We don't need everything explained in every story of every medium ever, because then it just takes the mystery out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say that like it was scary, but man, that movie definitely had that constant dreading feel of what the fuck is going on. I mean, not much score to it. So when what little score there is drops out, all you hear is the fucking fluorescent hum.
Yeah.
The whole time the movie, and you're just kind of like, oh, this is so cool because it's so awkward. Like, holy shit, look at all these weird rooms. Dude, it was cool. That is one that when it comes out on home video, I will be buying it on Blu-ray in a 4K for sure to watch again, because it was just cool.
Oh, okay. Maybe Candy and I go watch it. Or
I think it's worth to go and watch, man.
I might wait till it streams. I still don't love to go to movie theaters.
Well, and that's fine. I'm not gonna knock you for that. I know plenty of people that don't like going to the theater. I still am very much into the theater experience, even when people are shitty and annoying next to you and on their phones. You know,
Yeah.
I still like going to the theater for shit. Because actually, I'm going again Sunday to watch Masters of the Universe, the He-Man movie.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to it. I hope it's good. I'm seeing again. We talked about earlier, taking writers' opinions with a grain of salt. A bunch of people in the UK watched it already because it dropped there today, and it seems very mid. It's not hitting for everybody. I'm like, I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm like, because how many of them are also hanging up on the he/him pronoun bullshit that was on his desk in the first trailer? But it works because he's fucking He-Man. Like, I don't know. In between the director and other actors talking about toxic masculinity bullshit, I hope that's really not in the movie. It's just them being stupid. And it's like, if you can promote a movie, you promote it all in a good way of, hey, it's fun, it's action, it kicks ass. I'm hoping that's what it is. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes, dude.
Damn.
So it's a lengthier flick. I hope it's fucking cool.
I do too.
So I'll let you know Sunday if it's thumbs up or thumbs down at the very least.
When I know I've talked about this, but I'll re-mention it because I know everybody's just enthralled to death. When I was growing up, my favorite toy was the He-Man crowd.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was shocked when I brought it up the first time to you, that find out that you were that into He-Man. I think it's cool as shit.
The whole genre was awesome. You got the science laser gun, but then you've got the primitive weaponry, and they're all intermingled.
It all works and it's cool.
Yeah. And Trapjaw was the fucking man. So
yeah, but on some levels, that kind of why Star Wars works too, though, because you have swords. Granted, it's a lightsaber, but still, it's a sword.
It's still
you still get a good mix of the two. Not to the extreme of Masters of the Universe,
but I mean, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of primitive references in Star Wars. Like the sword is certainly still a primitive weapon. You look at he grew up as a farmer, right. And his mom and dad lived out there in the dirt, or uncle and aunt rather. So. Yeah, I mean,
it was a moisture farm. Okay.
Oh, excuse the shit out of me. It looked like a desert on my TV. But yeah, there's a lot of juxtapositions in Star Wars, and I think that's a lot why it was endearing. Plus, the state of the art special effects back then. So yeah, I get that. It would draw the people who are interested in fantasy and sci-fi.
Yeah. I just hope it's full on balls entertaining and not political message bullshit. So over that crap. And that's the other great thing too. It's funny is you had the Star Wars movie, The Mandalorian Grogu came out Memorial Day weekend. It sounds like it's bombing.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, what's funnier though is you have Backrooms is fucking killing it. And another one called Obsession looks really wicked. I don't know if we talked about it, where a dude's like he's infatuated with his girl, so he makes a wish.
Oh yeah, and she becomes in love with him.
But she's obsessed with him.
Right.
And apparently, again, that like Backrooms was made for very little, and it's making a fucking mountainous pile of cash. People are going to go see it And it's like, it's great to see those like independent films kicking ass and showing like everyone behind Star Wars, like, hey, we still love the property, but you guys ain't doing shit worth our time anymore. It's like, let it rest for a bit. Like, stop turning out content.
Man, I think folks are just tired of going to the movies or watching something on TV and it's being treated like an HR, an HR sermon about.
If it's not an HR sermon, then it's they're treating you like you're too fucking stupid to understand a story and spelling everything out.
Well, you saw that. What was it? It was Star Trek, Starfleet.
God.
I think it did. I never watched it. I watched the Critical Drinker. I watched his review.
Yes.
And, oh my!
Him and Neurotic, great reviews. Save me the time.
Yeah, Neurotic.
Fuck.
So, but it lasted a season.
But it has one more though because they signed it for 2.
Oh,
so it's getting a second season. But yeah, just absolute drivel.
Yeah, I mean, he would show like 30-second clips of it. And then, I don't know if you ever watched The Critical Drinker.
Oh, yeah. No, I watched. Okay. I'm very familiar with his shit.
Yeah. So he had probably 2 or 3 minutes of the whole episode and just by watching, say, 3 minutes of that, I'm like, there's no fucking way.
Garbage. Absolute garbage.
And so here's the question, Dave. When is Hollywood going to learn? We're tired of being just lectured to. Make something fun.
I think that's what we're kind of seeing happening right now with things like Obsession and Backrooms.
But these are small time. It ain't like the big ones like Disney and Warner Brothers and all that crap.
No, but still, I'm saying if you have things like Mandalorian has this great huge budget and it hasn't scratched making it back, and these tiny independent horror films that had, I think like Obsession was like, I thought I saw somebody say 750,000 they made it for. So less than $1 million. That could be wrong. But then Backrooms was like 10 million. They made the 10 billion back on Thursday. So they're huge fucking financial successes. And if something like Disney's thing is flopping, hopefully that is a sign for them to go, yeah, we need to go back and look what we're doing here.
Yeah, it's a signal.
I hope it is, man. I hope we're gonna get back to that. The problem is, I think, is that you have too many writers out there that have no actual experience in life. They're just some dipshits that went to their, I don't say spoon-fed life, but to a degree, a spoon-fed life, went to college, go to Hollywood. I'm a screenwriter. Here's my story.
Right.
They know nothing about nothing. I'm not saying you and I are perfect and we could write better stories, but it's too many, I guess Lewis, inexperienced younger people that never experienced shit in their lives.
And then they
go back and forth to Europe, or some shit and see some weird shit, experience some weird shit and come back and like, man, I can make this into like 4 different projects. Okay, cool. No, they just don't even watch old Star Trek. They just go, I think it'd be cool if Star Trek just did this. And they do that. And it's like, what the fuck? There's some that still like it because they're like, well, it's better than nothing. And that's where I guess I'm in the camp. I'm like, no, fuck that. If it's bad, I'm not watching it. I'll go back watching the old shows.
I mean, what was remember the South Park where Cartman was the head of Disney?
Make it lame and gay.
Yeah, he's like, put a woman in it and make her gay.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to you. I got to turn my hair.
Put a chick in it and then make her lame and make it gay or something like that. Yeah, no, that is the MO of both Paramount and Disney both. And I hope this shit gets turned around. I mean, I think there's signs of that shit because you have Predator Badlands. Man, I didn't care for it. It was too much of a Marvel movie for me. And I say a negative connotation because I like the initial run of Marvel films up into the Infinity War. After that, they've been kind of shit. But there was no urgency. There was no threat to the main character in Predator Badlands. It was just too cookie cutter and kind of lame. So there's that. But then you go, a year prior, we had Alien Romulus. Yeah, a little heavy-handed with fan service and a couple bits that kind of took me out of it. Overall, I enjoyed it, especially as a huge Alien fan. It was still brutal. It was still gory. It still had suspense to it. So all the shit can be fixed. They just have to take the time to do it. Take the time to do it right.
But not. not keep preaching to us about the woke agenda.
Oh, fuck off with that. Yeah, I don't. I've heard. What was the most current Daredevil show? I've heard the whole thing is they have Kingpin as a Trump allegory and his police state is an ICE allegory, and I'm like, fuck off, man. I want to watch comic book shit happen on a show like that.
Right.
I don't need an allegory of the world I live in now. It's escapism. It's what I'm after.
This is my modicum of time. This is my reprieve.
Right.
Don't try to bring politics in it.
That's why I feel like I'm watching less and less TV in general. Like my son and I are playing Helldivers 2 still, and that game is very much a Starship Troopers stylized theme with propaganda, battling bugs and bots. And dude, we have over 300 hours logged in that game.
Jeez.
That's way more quality time he and I have goofing off,
right,
and other friends in it, than watching this drivel that's on TV.
I get it, man. There's a couple things. I'll tell you, I mean, Candy and I resorted to, I got an Amazon Fire Stick. You know, we're watching Frasier. We're watching Cheers, Scrubs.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm turning X-Files on in the background, old school X-Files in the background.
We've been watching that. So, because there's nothing, and I hate to make this link, but it's very similar to that with music, and especially country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. No, dude. No. You say country. You should hear some of the pop crap my daughter's listens to that she picks up from YouTube and shit. That, like, a cover is one thing, but there's so many fucking songs they're using the beat and making a whole different song lyrics. So it's not even a cover. And I'm like, how is that not just fucking stealing? Like, how is that not stealing? I'm pretty sure I heard Marvin Gaye's estate sued somebody because they pulled that shit.
Right.
And I'm hearing some other songs that do this. I'm just like, what the fuck is this crap? Like, I don't want to be an old fucking curmudgeon with this shit, because there is new good rock for damn sure. There's some new good rock, but I think pop, R&B, and you're saying country are the ones really suffering the most from this shit. That it's just they're lost. They're out of originality, I think, to a degree.
It's become pandering. You know, the whole song is about him driving in his truck with his muddy boots on, and he's got a pretty Bud Light, and his tires are dirty, and his truck is wore. You know, and I'm like, there was a guy on YouTube, and I can't remember the channel, and he took like the top 5 country songs.
Oh yeah, you told me this,
and he cut, and it was one song.
Yeah. I'll say the saving grace, I feel like, is things like the Y-Files, like you talked about, is actually finding original content on YouTube, because by God, it's out there.
Yeah.
And you see so many things. People share metric data that their most views come from people watching on their TVs.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I would think, phone.
No, TVs has become the bigger one. So again, that just shows you how much Hollywood shit is dying. People are watching YouTube more on their TVs for original content like the Y-Files.
Man, there is a blue million of short horror movies on YouTube, anywhere from 3 to 15 minutes.
Dude, absolutely. I stumble across some of them here and there, and it's like, damn, I need to watch more of these because these are good.
There's a lot that I'm like, they should show this in the movies.
Dude, there's ones I've run into called SCP, Secure, Contain, Protect. I think something like that. Their equipment, their kit, their gear, their tactical gear looks better than most AAA movies. It's because these guys real shit, and or their airsoft gear. They paint their orange tips, whatever, and it's set up right. And it's like, what the fuck, man? I've seen some movies that had this shit way worse. It's like, oh, back up. Movies. Couple movies for you. Do you have Hulu?
No.
Damn it. Okay, well, find some with Hulu. See, Chad's got it. Primal War on Hulu. It's a Vietnam movie that has dinosaurs in it. It's a B movie. Like, it's a B movie, but it's entertaining as fuck.
I watched one like that. It was a Vietnam War movie, and then they discovered like on this island outside the Philippines or whatever, where the World War II Nazis had like genetically engineered these super Nazi soldiers. And,
okay,
and they fought, and it was funny as hell. I mean, it was, I was like, oh my God, this is a C movie.
Now, Primal War was decent. Like, it took itself pretty seriously.
Okay.
It got really, really funny and tactically bad in the end. When you got a girl, all of a sudden she had one 1911. The hammer's always forward. She pulls out a second 1911. She's blasting away, and all of a sudden she just like puts them under her arms and pulls out more magazines, and she's just wearing like a business pants and a top. Like, where'd the mags come from? Or you see like the AKs and the bolts never moving, and the rate of fire changes from scene to scene. Like, that shit, it's laughable because the B movie, but the dinosaur action otherwise, it was pretty decent, man. Honestly, better than Jurassic World Regurgitation. Way more worth time than watching that.
Yeah, I watched them. The only thing in there that was good is old boy toted he had a Marlin Trapper in 4570.
No. You're talking 4 films ago, dude. I'm talking the most recent one is the almost garbage thing.
Oh, with the chick in it on the boat.
Yeah. Garbage.
Oh.
2 other films for you on Hulu, so we can wrap this up because it's getting late.
Oh, yeah.
Send Help. Got Rachel Adams. It's a Sam Raimi film. She's like accounting girl, and she gets crash lands with her president of her company, who's a piece of shit, and she knows survival shit.
That's on Hulu, but that was on another app I had.
Well,
or it might have been like HBO.
Well, if you can catch it, it's worth your time to watch.
It is? Okay.
It's typical Sam Raimi, but it's a fun, fucked up movie.
Okay.
Yeah, recommend watching that one. The other one on Hulu, I think it's also on Shudder, so it premiered, is Good Boy. It's a horror movie. It takes place from the dog's perspective. It's an hour and 15 minutes. So, I mean, it's almost like a short.
Right.
But it's cool. It's a cool story. You can't really say a whole lot about it other than just it's worth your time to watch a ghost story from a dog's perspective. It's cool.
All right.
So
I'll check out Send Help because last weekend Kenny and I were surfing it and I saw that. I'm like 50-50 and I was like, we'll wait.
Right.
So I'll check that out this weekend. If it sucks, I'll text you when it's over.
Yeah, I mean, I would watch it no matter what because it was a Sam Raimi movie. I like the original Evil Deads and Drag Me to Hell. A lot of his stuff. But yeah, it's worth your time to watch.
All right, I will check it out, brother.
Well, then let's wrap it up here. Scrolling here for a thing. Yeah, you know where to find us. He's Range Hot. I'm Live Fire Media. Just Google that shit. You'll find our links. You'll find us. I'm still going to push Hunter. He needs to have everything on Rumble, and he needs to be on X a little more often.
Yeah.
Share enough random crap on there, movies, movie trailers, shit like that. I definitely share on there. But yeah, those of you that are listening to it, I hope you enjoyed this one. If not, try again next time.
Yep. Swing and a miss.
All right. Well, say goodnight, Hunter.
Good night, Hunter.
Peace out.